Hi, Dave.
Hi, Erik.
Hey, Dave. Do we curse on this podcast?
Yes, Erik. Yes, we do.
Are you ready, kids? Get your parents' permission, check your mailbox, and grab your shopping cart. It's time for the Adventures in Collecting podcast.
I'm Erik.
And I'm Dave. Welcome to Adventures in Collecting, where we talk toy news, culture, and hauls,
along with our journeys as collectors. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Adventures in Collecting.
Hello.
We're back to the Brothers Weinbrecht, the
And
parade
this
of
week's guest is not a guest. It's just us.
It's just us. Man, what a string of guests, though.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was wild. You know, we went from Jamie Berard, we had Ty Butler, we had surprise Matt Cardona, and of course and Brian Volk-Weiss. So I mean, just like a fun string of things.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. That was a lot of fun.
We hope, Dave and I hope that you're all staying safe and that you're all healthy, and we're happy to be back with another episode, on our usual format. So
on today's episode,
we'll be covering news and hauls, right, like usual. Dave, we're gonna play another round of your favorite game.
Oh. We're gonna name that toy or guess that toy. Okay.
Name that toy, Dave. We're gonna play another round of Name That Toy.
All right.
And I think I'm gonna get you.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do it. We'll see, but I think I have a good one.
I have a Joan Calamezzo Parks and Rec reference in there somewhere.
Okay. I still haven't watched enough of that.
She's always trying to gotcha Leslie. So.
How was that? How was that reunion that they did? The fun little
it was
reunion?
fantastic. It was great.
I heard. I got to catch up so that way I can then watch that.
So that way it makes sense. Yes.
Speaking of watching things, did you the season premiere of A Toy Store Near You came out? I got a chance to watch it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It's really cool how Brian and the Nacelle Company are shining a light on these local stores that are having a difficult time during the pandemic, and it's very clever how they're being shot, and it feels a little manic at times, but I think that captures kind of the essence of what's going on.
It was cool though. Billy Galaxy has a really cool story.
He does, and I did not know that he was a punk rocker. So I got to check out some of his music.
Yeah, and he was like selling toys at shows and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's right up our alley.
Yeah, very much so.
So let's jump into news, because it has been a long ass time since we've talked about toy news. I guess I can start. I'll start with the Hasbro stuff, since that's kind of like right in my wheelhouse. They have started their Fan First Fridays, which we did talk about previously, but they have been kind of ruling the toy internet with the Friday announcements that they've had so far. They've had Transformers announcements. They've done a Marvel Legends one. They did a Star Wars one. All very interesting stuff. They're kind of doing this Q&A style live panel with some of the creative minds behind the lines. And what's really neat is they actually have actionable items from the events. So it's not just an announcement of new product. They're actually announcing the product and then immediately putting it up for pre-order, which is super cool. A lot of what we saw at Toy Fair has been part of those announcements. So the Spider-Man retro wave from Marvel Legends. They've also announced the absolutely insane Deadpool wave that includes Pirate Pool and Jeff the Land Shark, which is I still can't get over that Strong Guy Build-A-Figure wave has a Jeff the Land Shark figure in there.
Or that we have a strong guy build a figure wave. Like, that's
here we are.
Such an out there character. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we get the yellow and blue. Finally get the yellow and blue. Deadpool,
X-Men.
Yeah. It is. Black Tom is in the wave. It is an awesome, weird wave. That's like definitely like a fan flex from that team. But the biggest takeaway from the Marvel Fan First Friday event, was of course the pseudo tease / reveal of what will likely be the next HasLab project. They showed off a giant leg that could only be a Sentinel.
Yeah.
And man, that thing is huge. We posted it on our feed. You're gonna have to scroll back a little ways to find it, but that model leg, I mean, it absolutely dwarfs the Days of Future Past Sentinel that they had put out a few years ago. This thing is going to be huge. I can't imagine what the price point's going to be on it, but if they can do a the Jabba sail barge and then Unicron for Transformers, both of those were pretty high price points. They were at the $400-$500 range, so I would expect a $500 Sentinel.
Yeah, I mean that leg was quite large.
Yeah, it's. I mean, people have been wanting it for a long time. I count my lucky stars that it's not some sort of MCU tie-in project, because I'd be on the hook for it. I'm still kicking myself for have not going in on that sail barge, even though I have nowhere to display it. And it probably would have led to a divorce. But I could
probably confirm both of those.
Yeah, I just don't know where I would have put it. That's the thing.
I can definitely confirm that you have no room for it.
Yeah, man. But I still wish I had supported it. That I'm glad it got funded. I'm glad everyone got it. But as much of a 3 3/4 collector as I am, I just feel like I missed the boat on that. So Hasbro's been announcing tons and tons of stuff. The other big announcement from them, of course, for Star Wars is the redesign of the Black Series boxes and the launch of some new figures and a new numbering scheme. If you have been following us on Instagram, we did post about it. This change in the Black Series line is the end of the line for friend of the pod, Gregory Titus. He is no longer doing the art for the boxes, which have been so incredibly definitive to the line. The new boxes are striking. They have this kind of mural aspect to them when you line them up. So people who are either saving the boxes or leaving their figures mint on card have something to display. Additionally, which is neat. But at the same time, it's bittersweet because Greg has been so important to that line, and since the beginning, since they were 3 3/4 inch figures. So it's kind of sad to see him go.
Yeah, but it'll be cool to see whatever he does moving forward too.
Yeah, we were very sure to as soon as I saw that the new box art had come out, I immediately reached out to him and I was like, "Hey, the art looks different. Still you?" and he shared the news with us, and we're gonna keep an eye on what he's doing, and to Dave's point, we'll definitely have him back on to talk about future projects if he stays in the toy space, because he's such a talented guy, and we love what he does.
Yeah, I mean, that was synonymous for the longest time.
So Dave, let's hop over to wrestling. What's been going on with our wrestling figures?
So there's new Elite Squad.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because since we've been on, there were changes at the WWE. Right. Among
Matt Cardona and Brian Myers are no longer there. Yeah. So the new representatives of the Elite Squad are Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, which is awesome. It's good to see the husband and wife combo there, doing that and representing collecting and representing figures. So that's really cool. And they're definitely collectors, so that's awesome. yeah, so it's really cool to see that they're still moving forward and still having that kind of fan connection. But also, they announced the Viking Raiders, so
Yeah.
that's Erik and Ivar, which is really cool.
Guys with beards that rival yours, Dave.
Yeah,
And a name that rivals mine. If I ever meet
it's
him,
spelled the same, so
I know. But you know the rule. If I ever meet another Erik with a K, we have to fight to the death. It's like Highlander.
you will not win.
Well, I hope he enjoys co-hosting Adventures in Collecting if that's the case. I hear he's nice. I hear he's a very nice man.
Oh, but both are great.
What else have they announced? I feel like there's been some more elite. No, New Japan, right? There was an announcement from New Japan.
New Japan Pro Wrestling Series 2 at Super 7 was not only announced, but also went up for pre-order. It is Los Ingobernables de Japan. I probably mispronounced that in some form or fashion, so I apologize.
It sounded really good, and you were really confident about how you pronounced it, so kudos.
But it is Tetsuya Naito. It is Evil. It is Hiromu Takahashi, and it is Bushi. So, that's a really cool set. It is quite good. Everything so far looks awesome.
Yeah, they're doing such an incredible job with those figures. When they, alongside that Series 2 announcement, they released like final packaging and looks for the first wave, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. For me, that was an immediate pre-order. I'm excited for the figures for Series 1 to come in hand. I'm excited for Series 2 whenever those come out. I'm excited to see what they do down the road, because so far, there's been some sort of kind of New Japan stable. New Japan has a lot of groups. Most wrestlers are in some sort of group in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So the first one was Chaos, and then Tanahashi is on his own. And then the second one is LIJ. And now, where do we go with the third one? Is there going to be Suzuki-gun? Is there going to be Bullet Club? What's going to be next? So
I was going to say, really neat. Bullet Club's the big one, though. Those are the T-shirts I see everywhere.
It's very surprising that they haven't, with kind of Bullet Club being the most well-known thus far.
I mean, but it could be sensitivity with, just the fact that it's Bullet. I don't know, if there's... I don't watch it, so I don't know if there's, like, gun references with it, or if it's just kind of, like, a name. I don't know. That would be my guess, though, is that maybe there's, like, gun sensitivity.
Could be.
Which is fair. It's totally
that's fair.
Yeah, but those figures, like, I remember when we were gearing up for Toy Fair, and we had seen the renderings, right, of the figures, and we were going back and forth with, like, I don't know about those faces. Like, those faces are definitely, like, 3D renderings. I don't know how they're going to look on the final product.
That was the one thing I was disappointed wasn't actually there. It was those same renders.
Yeah. But now that they've released photos of the final products, it's like, whoa!
Yeah, they nailed it, I think. And then Super 7 also put out the Andre the Giant reaction figures. Those are available, so...
That's right. The with the brown vest, right? And then the other one is just the singlet.
Yes.
Some other news outside of the realm of wrestling. NECA has announced, and we saw them on display at Toy Fair. We saw prototypes, but officially announced their Back to the Future figures, which look out of this world. There's 4 of them. There is the Marty McFly and Biff Tannen from Back to the Future, from the original. Then there's the Marty McFly from Back to the Future Part 2. And then there is the Marty McFly as Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. And they just absolutely crushed it with the likenesses of those characters. I mean, like it looks like a little Michael J. Fox. It's borderline creepy if it weren't so cool.
Yeah, I mean, those NECA always does a great job. I mean, they just do. Every NECA figure I think looks awesome. It makes it so difficult to not just dive in head first to NECA.
I have the bug, man. We'll talk about it in halls, but I did some damage to my wallet in between the last episode we talked about halls and today. I'm gonna keep it short, as short as I can, but yeah, those NECA figures are real good.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking today. I know one of the things you got, so I'll wait to talk about it then.
Yeah, it's in the world of imports, Bluefin Brands, the Tamashii Nations, they announced their new 1/9 scale, like super detailed figures, and the first one is going to be Son Goku from adult Goku from Dragon Ball, and they have like hidden joints, and it's almost like a cross between an SH Figure Arts figure and something along the lines of like a Hot Toys or a sideshow. It looks unbelievable. There's like interchangeable eyes and face plates and hair, and like the likeness is just incredible. Yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous looking figure, and that was announced today. We're recording. It's Thursday, the June 4th. That was announced this morning on Instagram. So, really cool looking figure.
Yeah, I Funko did announced a whole bunch of like kind of halfway to Halloween, Funko Ween.
Oh yeah, Funko Ween
stuff. I mean, the real big ones for me was a new wave of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. We're getting a Mayor re-release for everybody that did not get Mayor the first time. The chase is he's holding something different. There was a really awesome, and I 100% pre-ordered it, Oogie Boogie movie moment with the, I always call it the Boardwalk Wheel.
Yeah.
Because it's like the wheel game you play at the Boardwalk.
Yep.
And it's such an awesome color palette to it. It's, the only movie moments I have are the Nightmare Before Christmas ones. So for me, that was like a must. And then there's a new Haunted Mansion wave.
Yeah, there is.
Where we're starting to get, we at least have two of the stretching paintings. With, of course, a chase of the character either in the beginning painting pose or the stretched painting pose. So, those are fantastic.
How are you going to manage that? Are you going to just be like cool with the one that you get, or is there a specific, like, do you want the stretched version?
I would love them both. I ordered 2 of each. Whatever happens, happens.
Gotcha. All right. Fair.
And then there was also the other one, which I think is awesome from that, is there's a maid, but it's basically a cast member.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they're like the key, like the cast members that you see on the queue, or before you get in your Doom buggy.
Mm-hmm. So, like, for that, I was like, yes, this is a great set.
So who are they really missing now? Like, they've made the graveyard keeper with the dog.
I mean, the other 2 paintings.
Okay, the other 2
a male
paintings.
Cast member.
They did Hatbox Ghost, right?
Because they have they're calling her the maid. Hatbox and the Hitchhiking Ghost were the original, like, park only ones.
Yeah.
I think they were the original park pops as well. I don't think there were any before that.
Okay.
I think they were the first park exclusive ones.
Did they have a Madame Leota?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the last wave.
I'm trying to think, what are some of the other, like, the organ player? I don't know if they could do something like that.
The organ player is going to be the next park exclusive.
Ah, there we go. You're welcome for that setup. I legit did not know that.
I mean, they could do like the busts of the famous Ghost Riders. They could do like the graveyards with the heads popping up.
Oh, see, I was thinking when you said the busts, I was actually thinking the 3 busts at the end, where one is like Thurl Ravenscroft, and like they're like cracked, and like one's like leaning on the other one. Like it would have to be 3.
Yeah,
that way.
I don't know how that would work though. So
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the logistics of that. It could be like a scene. I don't know.
yeah, I guess if they wanted to do it as like a ride per se,
Yeah.
they've already done the Doom Buggy. I mean, they could always put anybody in the Doom Buggy.
This is true. Oh, like a glow-in-the-dark version of one of the hitchhiking ghosts in the Doom Buggy.
I think that's what it was at first.
Because that would be cool.
I know it was one of the hitchhiking ghosts in the Doom Buggy, but it's just a question of, they could make 3 more or 2 more. So
Yeah, but those are really cool. I'm excited for those. I was paying attention to the Funkoween. There's also, wasn't there like a new I know you mentioned the Nightmare Before Christmas ones, but there's like a specially designed Jack, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a 10-inch Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Nightmare Before Christmas ones always do well for them.
Yeah, they're always good.
Let's see. Let's think. Anything else for news? I think that pretty much covers it, other than just kind of like the general like stuff that's already been announced has gone on sale, like the White Knight McFarlane DC Multiverse figures are all available for pre-order. It's Azrael, Batman, and the Joker.
We didn't mention Old Man Hawkeye, but I think that was a cool one.
Yeah. During the Marvel Legends presentation, that was another figure that was shown off at Toy Fair, but we got a better look at it, which is really neat because it has the new buck. It has the new pinless joint system. So you can't really see where the double jointed elbows are and stuff, like there's no pins visible. So really cool. It looks really slick. It's going to allow them to do a little bit more detail and sculpting. So, I'm curious to see what other figures they apply that to in the future. Yeah, that'll be really neat. Dave, let's jump into hauls. Because I know we both have a lot to talk about.
We have a little.
I'm going to let you go first. You go first with your hauls.
So it's been a long time, so I don't remember what I talked about last time. But I mean, for the most part, a lot of what I've gotten or of what I've purchased, you've picked up for me. On running errands, but I got from the most recent WWE Elite series, I got Kalisto, Mandy Rose, the Hurricane in the standard variant, and Pete Dunne.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't find white boots for you, man.
That's all right. If I ever see it, it wouldn't be awful to have 2 Hurricanes. So, that was kind of more, I'll say. I feel like the basic one, or not the basic one, but the standard one is more of like the classic look. I just thought there was more interesting deco on the chase.
It's such a good looking figure, and I love how they posed him in the box too.
Yeah,
like they and I was saying this when I picked him up for you. Like a lot of the wrestlers, like I'm not intimately familiar with who they are, but like I remember Hurricane, and that figure, like the detail on it, the likeness, the profile, the sculpting, the deco, like they absolutely nailed that figure. Absolutely nailed that figure. Like I was
cape,
so
mask,
impressed.
Everything on it's good.
Yeah, so impressed.
I also was able to find you found one and I found the other. Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, the Iconics.
There you
go. Both of those were kind of store exclusive, so I was able to find those.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of luck at Target again. For a while I wasn't. I've been having a lot of luck at my local Target.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's luck. It's what it is. If you get there at the right time, you might find something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else did I get? I got I placed an order at Ringside Collectibles. Speaking of the standard variant, I got the standard variant Kurt Hawkins in the standard Mets orange and blue,
Nice.
and I got the Hardy Boys Brood 2-pack because I was just kind of had like a fear of missing out on it. That was like really the only era of Hardys I don't have represented. So
Yeah, those are cool outfits.
yeah, those are cool. And I also found on I was able to pick up on Amazon. I was able to get the Undisputed Era 3-pack: Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. So I now have all 4 members of the Undisputed Era.
Yeah, and that you got a super good deal on that. You got them for like under retail.
Retail on that I think I got it for a little over retail.
I figure
A
like
little over.
$20 a figure, no?
I think the 3-pack was $50 when it came out.
All right. Fair. Still better than the like $90 that the guy at the
Little
toy
over,
show
but I
wanted
was
it.
okay with that.
Yeah. We also before I go into my stuff, we both got some goodies from our friends at Diamond Collectibles.
Yeah, Diamond Select. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got a nice little care package from Diamond that had Star Force Captain Marvel, Gamerverse PS4 Spider-Man, which is in the running for my favorite Spider-Man figure of all time now. You got the Tron figures. Oh my god!
Yeah, Tron, Sark, and Flynn.
And then what was the last one? I'm missing one.
Jay.
That's right. Yeah.
Jay of Jay and Silent Bob.
Of specifically of the reboot.
Yeah, of Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Awesome figure.
Yeah, very cool. Very much looking forward to opening those and showing everybody what we got.
Yeah, the first review video that we have up, we did do Spider-Man already. He's up. Videos on our YouTube. It like I said, it's in the running for my favorite Spider-Man figure of all time. He's a little big because I typically collect Marvel Legends, but he does scale well with certain figures, and he's in a very specific part of my display right now where he's currently dueling with Carnage and Venom, and he looks great. Again, awesome accessories. Dave, speaking of, before I go into my my hauls of late, speaking of favorite figures, I was thinking, we have listeners, we have followers on Instagram, we are talking to people other than each other. Wouldn't it be cool if we used the reviews for the podcast as a way for our listeners to tell us about their favorite toys?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So what I'm thinking is, if you're listening to this, and first of all, thank you. Second of all, if you like what you hear, head on over to your whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, whether it's Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, whatever, and leave us a little review and mention what your favorite toy is. And if you have like some super fun toy story that you want to share with us, mention it, and we'll read it on the show, and we'll talk about it. And I think that'd be a fun way to get some feedback from you guys, with what you want to hear and what you want to tell us about, because you guys are collectors too, so we want to hear from you.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So
let's do it.
Yeah, let's hear your stories out there, people. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump into hauls. I have been busy. So as I've mentioned before, I collect specifically, with few exceptions, the MCU Marvel Legends. And the fact that I am pretty much caught up on Star Wars figures, everything that I don't have, there's only one older figure that I want that I'm really missing. I'm missing that 3 3/4 Quay Tulsite from Solo. He's of the Pike Syndicate. It's the one figure from that series I could not find anywhere, and like people are finding it for like $3 at some place called Ollie's, which we don't have in New Jersey. So if anyone's got a bead on or excuse me, a lead on one of those figures, hit us up because I need him. But since I'm caught up with the Star Wars figures, otherwise I've been kind of filling out in some other areas, specifically that MCU area. So I finished the Black Order thanks to Mercari. So I was able to pick up Proxima Midnight, the completed Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure, and I actually caught Ebony Maw on Amazon for retail. Like it was $19.99. So I picked that up. And then so what spurred all of this, Dave, was Walmart had the exclusive of Loki and Corvus Glaive. And I already had Loki. I had the Loki from the Ragnarok wave, and I love that costume, like the bright green and gold. And the Loki that was in this 2-pack was just a repaint of like the darker, like black and green costume that he's wearing at the end of Ragnarok and the beginning of Infinity War. And it was like $50 for the 2-pack. Originally, it was like really difficult to find. I wasn't too concerned with completing the Black Order because, you know, as we know with these a lot of these toys, when Hasbro produces them, they're given story art. Like they're not finalized designs of these characters, and oftentimes the product that ends up coming out isn't screen accurate. And that's definitely the case with Proxima, with Ebony Maw, and with Cull Obsidian. They're wearing almost entirely different outfits and looks from the way that they are in the final film. But Corvus Glaive looks perfect. So I resisted buying that 2-pack at full price because I knew that if I had Corvus Glaive and Thanos, that I would need the rest of the Black Order. So needless to say, that 2-pack went on clearance for $24. And I picked that up, and that spurred me to grab the rest of them. So thanks to the people on Mercari who were letting them go, I was able to get them. Along with them, I also got which is to date the most expensive Marvel Legends figure that I've purchased. Well, I guess we'll call it a big boy purchase, like some other podcasts call things like this. But I dropped almost $70 on the Hulkbuster, and it's the one from that 2-pack, that Age of Ultron 2-pack, the Target exclusive for going back. And it is, I'm looking at it right now. It is by far the largest figure, or second largest figure I own. The only thing I own that's larger than that is the Rancor.
Okay.
It's for those of you that have it, and Dave, you haven't gotten a chance to see it yet, but when you come over, I'm just gonna hand it to you, like with no context. I'm just like, here. Like when you start to inspect the figure, it's like, wow, he's got like, look at these chunky fingers and like these big like feet with like heels, and like it is just a huge ass figure. And it looks great. So I'm really happy to have that. I am now, after today's purchase again on Mercari, and my other big boy purchase, I finally got Agent Coulson from that Toys R Us Shield.
I was gonna say, you might as well say what they are.
Yeah. I got Agent Coulson from that Toys R Us 3-pack complete. So he's got both heads, and he has the gun that he threatens Loki with in the Avengers. So,
oh, that's cool.
He's such a rare figure that people sell just the sunglasses head for like $30. Because if you just get the sunglasses head and you have, say, an Everett Ross, or you have a Tony Stark figure, you can pop their heads off and put the Coulson head on it, and boom, you have a Coulson figure. You have, a white dude in a suit. So, like, it works. So I was having a hard time finding eBay or Mercari listings that were complete, that had both heads and the gun, that weren't obscenely priced. I ended up winning this for $42 shipped. I had a 10% off eBay coupon that was sent to me from eBay, so super happy with what I paid for him. In the end, I say I won because I paid $15 for or I paid $18 for Nick Fury. I paid $42 say for Coulson, and I paid 15. I think it was 15. Yeah, I think I got her at a toy show. Yeah. So I came in well under
For Maria Hill.
Maria Hill. Sorry, I didn't say her name. Yeah, I paid $15 for Maria Hill. So
this is what I'm here for.
We've gone back and forth multiple times about the deal that I passed up at that toy fair for the 3-pack, but finally I can say that I've won. I got them for the price that I offered, under the price that I offered the gentleman selling them at toy fair. So I'm happy.
At the toy show, not a toy fair.
The toy show. Thank you. Yeah.
Again, what I'm here for.
So I'm now I would say I'm at the point with the MCU figures where I honestly don't think I'm gonna get the three characters I'm missing. The 3 characters I do not have represented, which is Colleen Wing, Danny Rand, and the Collector. All 3 of which were con exclusives. So Colleen and Danny were part of a San Diego Comic-Con Defenders set, Netflix Defenders set. Each alone they go for like $70-$80 plus. Danny usually goes for somewhere in like the $120 to $130 range. And the Collector, same thing. He's in that like $70 range. I'm kicking myself every day for not buying that for $50 when it was available at the Disney store. So, yeah, I missed the boat on that one. And they made a big stink about the fact that Benicio del Toro let them use a likeness and that they were never going to produce it again. And, yeah, so I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get those. But I think otherwise, other than the gaps that I wish that they would fill in Marvel Legends, like, the entire cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think I'm like caught up with my Marvel Legends, which is wild.
Didn't you get something else?
Oh yeah, surprise shipment from Amazon. Thing wasn't supposed to come in till like the end of the month. All of a sudden, it came I needed to order like a tool for
of the things that I was like, yeah, but we'll talk about that later. You were gonna skip over the thing I was gonna mention.
Yeah, I completely forgot. I got my Egon from the Plasma series. I haven't opened them yet because I have a plan to wait until I have all of them. And what I want to do is I want to open them all at once, and I want to do a live video of like the Build-A-Figure, like putting the Devil Dog together. I needed a new 24-volt transformer for my doorbell, of all things.
That's not a toy.
Yeah, no, like an actual like piece of like electrical equipment for my Ring doorbell. And the
Hasbro did not release that.
And the box came in, and I was like, well, there's 2 things in here. What is this? And I opened the box, and it was Egon. And thankfully, I am not a person who collects on card, because the box was all beat up from the Transformers sliding back and forth in the box, like, beating up the box. But, yeah. And then, it was funny. It arrived, and I opened it, and I got the text message from Amazon that said, like, your Transformer has arrived. Again, not a toy. And then I got a text message about 2 hours later that said, your Ghostbusters Egon Spengler has shipped. And then the next day, I got a text message that said, your Egon Spengler has arrived. So I don't know what happened, but thank you to whoever it was at Amazon that decided I was getting that early, because it's the only one I couldn't get from Hasbro Pulse. It sold out too quickly, so the rest I'm waiting for from Hasbro. So,
and I think they're back up, because I was looking at them today.
Oh, good. Maybe that means they'll ship early, because they're supposed to ship like the middle of June.
I mean, it looks like it's gonna ship a week from now. or like the 15th. Whatever.
Yeah, that was when they're supposed to ship.
But
so are you in on them now? Are you going to get them?
I'm thinking about it because they are great, and I am always a big fan of jumping into a line if it's new, or if it's something that's just so steadily rotating that I haven't missed out too bad, because there's always just a chance that, like in wrestling, there's probably gonna be another figure of that person. Or if there was, it's not that far out from being released. So it's Ghostbusters. The figures look fantastic, which is why I'm thinking of kind of jumping in there in that 7-inch scale. So
6-inch scale.
6. Okay. I thought I saw on Pulse it was 7, but
no, they're the same. Stuff. They're the same scale as the Marvel Legends and the GI Joes and the Star Wars Black Series. Yeah.
So yeah, that's, especially there's only 6 thus far. So yeah.
And the thing is, you can. I mean, you really. We were talking about this earlier. We both love the Answer the Call Ghostbusters. The Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones, and
Kate McKinnon.
We love those Ghostbusters, and you could find the Mattel ones who are also 6-inch scale. They will scale with these Ghostbusters, so you can have the dream the dream team of our dreams. Should you desire to.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm more curious to see what they're gonna do with future waves of this line, because there are figures. Granted, this was supposed to be timed with the release of a new film, the long-awaited, technically Ghostbusters 3, because this is a sequel to Ghostbusters 2. Presumably, the second wave would have Finn Wolfhard and Paul Rudd and some of
everybody from the new movie. Yeah, you would think.
But considering that they made the original Ghostbusters, I would be more curious to see if they did a wave with like Lewis and Janine and Shinosh and Vigo. Like, those would be cool. And I know
so like a Ghostbusters 2 wave.
yeah. Slimer. And then you could make the Build-A-Figure the other dog, and that way you have the 2 dogs. But
if you're doing a Ghostbusters 2 Build-A-Figure wave, the Build-A-Figure would have to be like Slimer or Vigo, I would think.
Yeah, it could be Vigo. Yeah,
because then you can make an enormous Vigo.
Yeah, which would be cool. I mean, in all reality, if they decide not to do that, Diamond did make Ghostbusters figures a few years ago, and their Vigo is quite excellent. Before I got back into like large scale figure collecting, where I wasn't really collecting 6 and 7-inch scale figures, I actually thought about picking up just Vigo because he's one of my favorite film villains of all time.
I wonder if Lewis is a like Rick Moranis license issue.
I don't know. That's a good question. But I think he's starting to get back into like acting again. I heard rumblings that there's like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids thing happening on Disney Plus, and he's involved.
I mean, who knows until anything actually happens.
This is true. The other big purchase that I made, and I'll end with this, is I finally got my Akira figures, from McFarlane's 3D Japan animation line from back in they're like 19 years old. I got Tetsuo, Kaneda, and I was able to get the Kaneda's bike. So super excited to have them. Now that we're still working from home and all of that, and my display also doubles as my work desk, and I have Kaneda, Tetsuo, and the bike in a place where I can I'm staring at them right now, and I'm just smiling. I'm so happy to have them.
Check out the video. Check out the unboxing.
Yeah, it's true. Check out the unboxing. And I think we've talked about...
Watch Erik be the most nervous man alive.
Oh my goodness, dude, that
Those joints sounded tight.
In retrospect, I kind of wish that I had filmed me opening up Kaneda, because I had a full dialogue with myself out loud while I was opening him. Like I was like talking to him like just let me bend your arm. Like it's fine. It's fine. This arm's going to bend. We're not going to have any problems. It's going to be great. Your shoulder's going oh god, it's not moving. Like, you know, like it was very tense. Tetsuo has much fewer he has much fewer joints and things that move. Kaneda's got a lot of like mid-arm rotations and like he's got like a weird placed like thigh cut, and then his calves also rotate, so like there was a lot of things to get moving again, and there was a lot of tense moments. So
I finally opened Superman. I've got him next to Wonder Woman
Nice.
up here on my desk, and
did you got your Christopher Reeves pose, right?
Yeah, well, it's the arm out and the other hand to his side, and then knee up and leg straight. So I took advantage of the flight stand.
Very cool.
You can't get him totally horizontal, but
no, it's tough with his cape.
But you can get him enough where he's got that classic. You can't do both hands on the hips, but
he's such a good figure.
It's a great figure.
Yeah, and just today I got in my Arkham Batman and Joker, so really excited to finally have those and get those out. So that'll probably be our next. That'll probably be if you're listening to this on Monday, what is it? On Monday, June 8th, the Wednesday following this, we should have an unboxing up for Batman and the Joker.
And also, you heard us talk about those New Japan Series 2 pre-orders. If you're listening to this on Monday, pre-orders closed yesterday, so I hope you got them.
Womp womp.
I guess that would be my last haul. I pre-ordered those.
Yeah. Well, Dave, do you know what that means?
It means it's time to guess that toy.
It's time to play Name That Toy!
All right. So
and music, I'm aware of the music.
Yeah, but we didn't cue the music yet. Music starts when we ask the questions. All right, so Dave, I'm gonna try to stump you here.
Well, I'm up by 1, right? It's 2-1.
You are indeed up by 1. All right, so just a quick reminder of the rules. So I am going to read facts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 facts about this toy line. And you have unlimited guesses until you feel like you have been stumped. And we're gonna play the honor system here. I'm gonna trust that you are not Googling the answer here, because we are. Yeah, this is true. I could hear you typing, but we are socially distanced still, so we are not in the same room. So I'm gonna trust you, brotherly trust here. If Dave cannot get the answer, we are going to offer it up to our listeners and followers on Instagram. So we will let you know that listen to the show. Dave did not get the answer. And if you get the answer, we'll send you out something nice. We have some things that we can send. So without further ado, Dave, I'm gonna cue the music and let's play Name That Toy. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. This toy was initially released in 1989 by Matchbox.
Is it Monster in My Pocket?
Get the... I hate you. Seriously?
It's like the only toy that they did that it wasn't a car, basically. Dude, I had monsters in my pocket.
I thought I was being obtuse enough with the questions. All right, or with the fact. All right, what if I had skipped that one? All right, I'm gonna read you the other ones I had. You tell me when you would have gotten it. All right.
Okay.
God damn it.
Full disclosure: I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and that's a fact that I remembered from a Monster in My Pocket video that came up.
The original run featured 200 toys over 11 series.
Yeah, I mean that. I wouldn't have gotten it from that.
Some of the toys were found offensive in Hindu communities.
Probably not.
One of the toys that they made.
I mean, they probably were found offensive, but I probably wouldn't have gotten it from that.
Apparently, I'm not super familiar with this toy line. I remember it, but not intimately familiar with it. Apparently, they made Ganesh, the elephant god, and they included him in their monsters line. So they weren't people who are of the Hindu faith were not happy about that, which is understandable. So after being introduced here in 1994 by the Corinthian Marketing Group, they were again relaunched in the UK in 2006 by the same company.
Yeah, you might have led with the wrong clue.
Shit.
I would have gotten it by that point, though. So
other ways this brand was featured was through trading cards, a short-lived comic.
I would have gotten it on this.
An NES game by Konami, and a 1992 TV special produced by Hanna-Barbera.
That would have been it. It would have happened there.
All right. Well, you won.
You wouldn't have won. I'll tell you that much. Because the Konami video game would have given it away, and the cartoon and the comic book.
Shit. You're just so much better at this than I am, and it's hard to stump a walking encyclopedia. I know I can't.
That, and you literally picked something that I collected or that I had.
Well, so. I was thinking. Okay, maybe I have to adjust my thinking. I'm gonna pick something that I know he had that he probably hasn't thought about in forever. That was my mindset.
I'm surprised you didn't think that I would have known that.
Well,
there was actually like a fun story. Yeah, like I remember getting those. I feel like our area was a test market for them.
That's kind of cool. Well, we had a lot of toy stores.
Totally wrong, but I remember having those, and they were like brand new.
All right, well, you won. I made it too easy, I guess. So I'm sorry, listeners. That's the quickest name that toy ever. All right. Well, with that, Dave, I think we're gonna wrap it up for this episode. I think we're gonna wrap it up for episode 23, and we have some fun things on the horizon. And
sorry, there's no prize, everybody.
Yeah, you big jerk. You ruined it for everybody.
Sorry, I ruined there was no prize so quickly.
Stop being so smart, you asshole.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Dave. Well, I think that's going to be it for the evening. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, bye everyone.
Thank you, dear listener, for hanging out with us today. Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you listen, and then tell your friends to do it. Thanks also to Joe Azzari, the golden voice behind our intro. Our music is Game Boy Horror by the Zombie Dandies. Find more about them both in our show notes.
Follow us on social media at AIC_podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Stop by and say hi, show us your toy hauls, and share your toy stories. Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode.
Don't try this at home. Void where prohibited and some assembly required. Each sold separately, not a flying toy. Consult a physician if your toy run exceeds more than 4 hours.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.